Once you pass the airport, before you get to the spillway, that section of I-10 on your south side is the La Branche wetlands. So this is wintertime or getting on to winter. The cypress will be losing all their leaves by late November. So they haven't quite lost all of them, but they're getting there. And the evening in the late winter. And what I love about cypress trees is really the motion of them. They always seem to sort of spin or twirl. There's a certain motion to the cypress trees. Okay, so we're back. Bayou Secret, which is near that other canal I showed you where you saw the swallow bank. And on this side, I know, just because I said, that the swallow bank is on the right. And I just kind of sketched those in. I used to work a lot from photographs, and then I found that a lot of my stuff had this sort of very tight photo feel, so I started trying to do real quick sketches in the field, which is not that easy because you got time to do a quick sketch and then you have to catalog and whatever, and then I finish them up at home kind of from memory. So this was one of the earliest ones I did. And so I know the swallow banks on the right side, I just kind of sort of sketched these probably wax myrtles and red maples in there. And then on the left-hand side is sort of the original swamp grown back after being logged, because we logged every last inch of swamp in the state of Louisiana. So there is no old growth cypress left. But what was great, it was probably like late March or April. These are the gum trees, and they're just putting out their leaves, okay? So another 2 weeks, the leaves would be full, and it was like one after the other, like these trees were maybe 20, 30 feet apart, and every last tree, all the way down the bayou, had a yellow-crowned night heron nest in it. And they were still building their nests, so they were bringing sticks in, and you could still see the nest because the tree hadn't flushed out yet. But it was like a row of apartments or condos or something. So that was fun.
If there's any birds in the crowd, you'll know that the yellow-crowned night heron is rarer, and they're kind of hard to get close to. And the reason we had so many of them is because we could only get here by canoe, and that's why they were nesting there. It was a real treat.
Yeah.
It was a really special place.
And it was nice because we hit it. If we didn't hit it 2 weeks later, we wouldn't have seen them because all the leaves would have been in their nests. And they were still building, so they were very active, bringing sticks to the nest. They have a brilliant red eye. Just go, kind of takes you back. Anyway, next slide. A canal. At the upper end of Pearl River, before it crosses the Mississippi state line, they put a bunch of locks in it, and this is a canal with some locks in it. Periodically this idea surfaces that we're going to turn the Pearl River into this major, shipping traffic lane, and these locks were part of that. It never, it flares up and goes down again. But anyway, what happens in those canal areas with the locks is you get a lot of erosion. And that's what's happened here. The, soil land used to be up here and probably sloped down. Well, they dug the canal right through here. So the soil line is up here, and then the canal and the water. The Pearl River, anybody who goes up there knows, can rise a lot. I forget what its flood stage is, but it can really, add 15, 20 feet and then drop all the way back down. So it has really fluctuating water depth, and it can move very fast when it's at full river. So anyway, it has completely eroded all the soil, and then I just liked, the cypress look like they're just going to get up and walk away. But those are their roots that they put down, trying to hold on, and it's fall, so they're getting ready to lose their leaves. And, thanks for that. Okay, so gonna get back to the red maple in just a second. A lot of times we see old stumps, either the tree died naturally or more likely it was cut, an old big tree that was cut. And these stumps, a lot of times, will have like a little miniature world in them. So at the top is an old cypress stump that's all hollowed on the inside, and that is, it's called marsh morning glory, or Ipomea sagittata. It's in the morning glory family, the potato family. The leaves are very arrow-shaped because they're subject to a lot of wind. They're always growing out in the marsh where it might get quite windy, and so if you have a more round leaf or whatever, it would get shredded. And then at the bottom is, I don't know if that's a leftover cypress stump that's just really come down to the earth, but obviously some leaves or whatever. I didn't have a really great, sometimes you have a stump and then there's all this stuff growing inside. This is the best one I could find. But anyway, you'll see these little ferns and different plants that are just grabbing any available surface that is not in the water, or anything that can give them a foothold, just long enough to reproduce and keep going. This little tree right here is a maple. You can use the next slide. Okay, now we're back to the maple. This was a giant stump, I think off of Mississippi Bayou, with this maple tree growing in there. And okay, this is the roots of the maple tree coming out down here. They can really do anything with their roots. They can grow laterally as long as they need to. They can twine them around something. And we're talking about a tree here and not a vine, so that's pretty exceptional in the tree world to be able to do that. And they, basically their function is to get out there, grow on anything I can, as fast as I can, long enough to set seed and hopefully survive. And for me, I often think it has a relationship to New Orleans, with everybody trying to survive in different parts of the city that are hard to live in, especially after Katrina. But I mean, we've had disasters before here, floods and so on, and you're just trying to make it any way you can, or whatever piece of property you happen to be living on. So I kind of have a fondness for this tree because it's such a survivor. And I think it's emblematic or something of what a lot of people are. They're just trying to hang on any way they can. And then the next slide. So I'm going to kind of lead into the drawings that I have. So I'm going to kind of lead into the drawings that I have on the wall here. This is the Louisiana iris. Megan, do you have
the planner?
Yeah.
There's one, Dave, if you look on the floor by the fireplace, there's a spiral bound book right there.
So anyway, you saw my son Isaac, and then I had a girl in 2006 after Katrina. And that pretty much took all my time between sorting out stuff from Katrina and having a new infant. And so I think in about 2008, I started thinking about getting back to artwork, and I needed something. I'm kind of a very slow and deliberate painter. So painting wasn't going to work. I just didn't have those blocks of time. And I didn't have the blocks of time to be going out for like day-long canoe trips either. And so when we left Peru, my mother bought me a day plan. I was 10, so obviously I wasn't going to use it, but she bought it because it had drawings of landscapes around Lima. And she thought I could keep it, and when I grew up I would have it. And it's just black and white kind of new drawings. And it's one of my favorite things that I have from Peru. And I love looking at it, and in many ways I like it better than photos because there's such a personal